I mention them because they're one of the newest features of the ground. They've only been here since 2009, and they are a source of some controversy. I mean, one of the problems at Lords is that if you were building a cricket ground from scratch, you would not build it in leafy St John's Wood. But of course, as I said earlier on when we came here, this was open country more or less, and since then this huge residential area is built up all around it, some of the houses around here very expensive. And when it was decided, yeah, John Major. Yeah. One of the things as well is it is a proper stadium. That you haven't actually got exposed to. This has an enormous amount. I mean, obviously, and this is the old grandstand. But I think, as I said, when you put it on automatic, but 30,000 more or less. There are, again, we're talking about plans to redevelop parts of the ground. These plans are very much, I won't say on ice, but there's a lot of uncertainty about them at the moment, and we don't know very much more than anybody else does. But certainly some people would like to develop more on the ground and produce more seating to get up to 40,000. But of course that creates problems on its own in that it's all very well providing another 10,000 seats, but those people need to eat and need to go to the loo and all that sort of thing. And if any of you have ever walked around this ground when it's full at lunchtime or tea time, you'll notice how difficult it is to move around. So there are issues about all of that. But on the other side of the media centre, which I'll just say something about in a second or two, the other open stand, the Edrich stand, and again, old members of the tour will remember Compton and Edrich, always great pair together, many runs on this ground. Famous summer of 1947 when both of them scored 3,000 runs in first class. Something that we couldn't do today because there just isn't enough first class cricket to enable them to do it. In the middle, with all the scaffolding around it, it's being repainted at the moment for the first time. The media centre, we're going to go up in there later on, and I will, about halfway across, you'll see a little square window with black borders around it. Remember that window, because I'm going to say a bit more about it later on when we get up there. That's the electronic scoreboard with photographs of the happy couple whose wedding is being celebrated here today. About £30,000 cost
I think that's nice thing.
All points.
I'm not reading it.
World Cup last time. Up till then, journalistic facilities at Lords have been very good. Journalists were all stuck at the back of the Warner stand, and in 1999 there were only 2 outside telephone lines to connect them to the rest of the world, which wasn't terribly good, really. And the TV and radio people were dotted about all over the shop, mostly actually in the pavilion and the upper reaches of the pavilion. And for a world competition which we were hosting here with journalists coming from all over, we felt that we really did need to have a proper journalistic facility that could house basically all the newspaper people and all the TV and radio people. And this was the outcome. This is the nursery ground. We use it for 2 functions really. When there's a match on at Lords, the players will use it for nets. We have the mobile nets that are dotted around in different places for broadcast. The players will come out here for net practice before play starts and sometimes during it. If there's no game on the main ground, there's often matches out here. And they're always worth a look. They can be anything really. Sometimes a club side will be celebrating a particular event, centenary or something, or have a special match at Lords to commemorate that. Sometimes it's the Lords Taverners, there's charity games going on. Sometimes the England women's team often play games out there.